Hey guys, something a little different today. The weather outside has just been total crap. Cold, rainy, now it's snowing for the last 5 days here in Pittsburgh. I'm sure some of you know. So, I've been on the YouTube, I've been sitting here in front of the computer a little bit more, trying to draw up basically the handful of tubes I already have bent downstairs for the LS truck. And this is pretty much what I've come up with so far. Obviously some of these tubes aren't done yet, but the whole point of this modeling thing is I can give it looks, and like to me this looks pretty good here. So I know that bending this out is about 30 inches, and then down, I forget the dimension, but I could plug that into my Bendtech software and get this tube bent without trial and error basically. And then I'll leave it a little long so I can notch it. I usually take about a half inch off for notching. Down here there's a bit of a compound angle notch to it. And then this tube here, I go in and I can notch these tubes in the computer using commands like split face, and then you subtract. I'm not going to get into that. There's a lot of very good videos on YouTube already about using split face commands. But I've never really used Fusion software until a couple years ago when I lost my AutoCAD at work. So it was definitely a learning curve. Some of you younger guys in school, this is probably a lot more natural because it's all you've worked on. I think Inventor's very similar, maybe even SolidWorks. But Fusion for like a startup and for personal use is free. So I don't have all the features, but I have enough to draw these chassis. Today, why I'm even making this video is I've learned how to use the sheet metal commands. So basically, once you take let's see where my sketch is for this bracket. If I gotta turn it on. That's not it, that's not it. 5, no. 6, no. I don't know. Somewhere there's a sketch for this bracket. We'll use this one for example. I drew this up just to figure out a rough shape of what I was going to need to put in there. And then I can go up here to modify, sheet metal, create, and I can convert that extrusion. You got to extrude it so it's going away from, so these lines. Oh, my internet, this freaking Verizon, I swear to God, disconnects on this computer every couple minutes and then reconnects like 15 seconds later. It's always done this. I have no idea why. It's hardwired to the router. But you keep the lines on top, and then once you convert your extruded piece from the sketch to a sheet metal, then you can bend it. And what that lets you do is bend it without having to draw it like that. And then you could take, once you're finished, you have your sketch still that you can export to a DXF or a DWG. And then from there, what you can do is send it to a company like this, Send Cut Send. That's who I use. There's a couple, obviously this ain't commercial. This is just who I use. And then you could take those sketches with the correct dash lines. They'll laser cut it and bend it out and give it to you as a part in the mail. And the costs aren't too bad. I mean, they're to be expected, but it's not outrageous. This, and then from here basically I can just keep drawing. Now what would make this a heck of a lot better is having a 3D scanner. See, to locate these parts, I couldn't just locate them in my model. If I had a 3D scanner, I could have imported the file of the rear cradle, but right now I still have to bend these tubes, go down in the garage, fit these brackets with basically cardboard, and then I draw them in here. I can make them out of steel to test fit, which I did for these couple, But this one I'm not going to make out of steel to test fit. I'm just going to draw it because I know it's